Vale, estamos. Hola a todo, Dragón habla y estamos en caída de Avalon. Y para adelante. Voy a jugar un poco. Luego voy a salir un momento. Y luego voy a salir. O sea, vamos a jugar. Vale. Luego salgo. Luego vuelvo. Y dependiendo de cuándo vuelvo y tal, pues jugamos de nuevo y eso, así que depende. No me acuerdo dónde lo hemos dejado ayer. No voy a mentir. Estaba cansadote. En la ciudad. En la ciudad. There you go. I remembered. Vale, hemos hablado con la puta esta. Es un guardia, supongo.
Oh, a new face.
What the fuck?
It's always nice to see someone new here. Welcome, welcome. Why didn't I notice you earlier?
¿Y que se acabo de llegar?
Yes, my apologies. Ever since breakfast today, I've been sort of lost in thought. I keep thinking of my dear mother's cooking, especially her famous pie.
The fuck?
You see, all we got here is venison and fish. Venison and fish. I can live with all the bullshit that's thrown at us soldiers. But the longer I live, the more I realize there's not much to live for, except food. And I kill for a slice of that pie. As if it were that easy. I ain't much of a cook.
F.
And Rorik, the one we have here, well, he says we're soldiers, so we can stick our complaints up our asses. Really? Sure, I remember her well. Here you go.
Vale. ¿Cuál es? Qué mierda. Tonto.
Yes. Still tastes like shit. Exactly how my mother would make it. It's just what I needed. Oh, don't get me wrong.
I know what you mean, don't worry.
For me. It's just that every time I doubt my service in the horns of the South, I need a reminder of why I enlisted. My mother wasn't much of anything, to tell the truth. She always said I was good for nothing, that I should be glad she even kept me. And every day she'd bring back home a new uncle. Many of those uncles like to kick me out of my own house when they were drinking and getting busy. Then,
Wow.
when she'd sober up and got rid of an uncle, she'd bake me that pie. If the other villagers hadn't been feeding me, I would have starved to death. Hence I wouldn't know. When I left my village, I decided to never look back. So I just assumed one of them.
Nice. ¿Qué va a ser robar? Tenemos que robar algo, en verdad. Pero aquí nos están viendo. Dicen, ladrón, como mentira. Lo hice sin querer. Anchovy. I hear someone tang. Así don't know where.
Just another peaceful moment.
Jo.
Oh,
Cho.
Frank, a question. Do you know why people always stop and watch a blacksmith at work? Because he's riveting. It's good to see a new face in this sad hole. Oh, of course. I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Osbert, local master of hammers and anvils. Do you need your blade sharpened?
Oh. How to forge iron without making a fool of yourself. Volume 1. Volume 2 also, loco. Qué guapo, eh. Vale. ¿Tenemos algo para el señor? No creo. Ah, pues sí que podemos venderlos estos, ¿eh? Me da igual aunque sea dripo, tío. Like, fuck it, tío. Fuck, no. Por 14 de oro. ¿Dónde nos podemos equipar esta mierda? Y ahora no lo podemos poner. No. Entonces. Cho. Está guapa, pero. Mira eso, chaval. Buah. Wow. Uno más de armadura. O. Mejor esto. No. Pesa demasiado. Carbag. Vale. Supongo que será para craftear o algo así, ¿o no? Ay, perdón.
Ha! Friend, I wish. The only task I can use help with might be a bit too delicate for you to handle. Unless you're a master goldsmith, then feel free to prove it, and I'll have work for you immediately. There's just not enough of them to go around. And now that we're on lockdown, there's not much demand for my services either. Listen, I said I don't have any jobs, as in things I pay you for doing. That doesn't mean I can't teach you a thing or two.
Ooh.
If you're willing to learn, eh?
Yes.
Since you're free to wander about while I'm stuck in the keep, maybe we can make good use of that. You've probably bashed in the skull of a beast or two, right? The alchemist. They're likely snatching up the corpses, using the muck to cook their weird concoctions. But perhaps you'd rather craft yourself some armor from those hides, huh? We should start with something simple. Let's see. I'll give you some notes on how to make armor. You gather the materials and get to work. And when you're done, you can Bring it over so I can see what you've made.
¿Qué? No obedece. No, señor, disculpe usted. Pero no creo que vaya a pasar eso.
I like it when things are quiet.
Nium.
If you're here to see the healer, don't bother. He's a quack and a butcher who likes to watch people suffer. And I mean it. He's a know-it-all from Camelot, but the truth is, he doesn't know shit.
All of those academic types think they're better than us village folk, just 'cause they read a book. We've been getting by just fine without any of their crap.
I came to him with a toothache, asked him to make me something for the pain, and you know what he did? He said my tooth is rotten, and then sent me to Osprey to get it pulled out. Sounds like horse crap.
Mike, you knew how to make a proper potion for toothache. If I were any good at mixing that stuff, I wouldn't need to deal with
I even gave him my grandma's recipe, but he said it was... No, Heber took it, the plonker. Said if I don't know how to make it, I shouldn't have it. And that he doesn't want some questionable home... You will? Oh, you're a lifesaver. Don't worry, I'll give you something that...
Siempre que veis por dinero, chicos. Hola.
Oh, sorry. Do I know you? I'm terrible with faces. Either way, glad to make your acquaintance. I'm Jan Heber, a physician raised in Camelot and trained in the Royal Academy. Is some local witchcraft I've been trying to make sense of. I guess I'll find out when I try it. Well, experience is the best teacher. Don't worry, I'm not testing anything on the others. Graham the Mad, a great Camelotian physician, used to say that a real doctor would never give his patient something he hadn't tried on himself first. A wise approach, which I follow myself. Oh, that was unexpected. Yeah, take it. What will happen, I have no idea. But please, tell me, if you live to find out.
Wow.
The pursuit of knowledge is always dangerous. It takes true guts to face the unknown, to realize just how little you know, and how insignificant you are to the world. What irony.
Un momentito. Vamos a vernos el Hebers Elixir. Fuck, no quería hacer eso. Y ya. Bueno.
Why would you though? Don't you have better things to do? Well, if you're not in the mood for sharing, then I won't ask. You might have more success getting people to trust you with their personal matters. Aha, got it. So you're up for work, not out of the good... Oh, now you're speaking the language of Timberwall.
Sí.
It does pay. But we haven't settled on a shared definition of well, have we? I guess we can see about it after the job's done.
Depende, what's the
For a
job?
mercenary, then I do have a job for someone who'd be willing to risk their life in exchange for material goods. Back at the academy, I found an ancient scroll written by the Druids. Forbidden knowledge, especially now, after the mob forced them all into a wicker man and burned every last one of them to ash. I finally deciphered it a little while ago. It describes a ritual that needs to be performed at night within a stone circle. And guess what? There's one in the nearby forest. I guess you already know what I need you to do. Hmm? And here I am, thinking that everyone's already heard about the Charred Conclave. Well, it wasn't the proudest moment in our history, that's for sure. You truly don't know. At some point, the villagers all around the island decided that the Druids were responsible for the Red Death, and all other ailments of our times. They rounded them all up in a massive wicker man north of the Forlorn Swords, and burned them all to ashes. Hundreds of years of knowledge gone within the blink of an eye. But, well, that's what's bound to happen when you stop paying for people's education and invest in keeping the elites fed instead. That is an excellent question, but I don't know. From what I've been able to decipher, it's a summoning spell to bring something or someone to our world.
Oh,
That being will
necromancy.
share its great knowledge with the one brave enough to summon it. I need you to remember what it says and repeat it to me after you're back, word for word. Isn't it obvious? I'm the only medic they have here at the Horns.
Makes sense.
I'd like to see Fergus's face if he hears about me going out there. I don't dream about anything anymore, so sleep feels like a waste of precious time. Fortunately, back in Camelot, I found a mix of remedies that can keep me awake for a whole week.
Loco.
It was quite popular in our study group. Oh no, every physician needs his secrets. But I can sell you some if you promise not to tell any of the higher-ups. There are side effects. You won't fall asleep for a while, but the moment you do, well, you'll feel like you died and came back to life, only to die again. So you either take the next dose or endure it. I can endure it because I don't have a post to attend to. But our brave soldiers, well, that'd be risky. Well, they already trust my word. Moreover, I'm in a position to raise my prices or to refuse to sell you medicine, whichever suits my mood. I'm honestly quite effective.
Quería dar al diálogo, bro.
Healing diseases, sometimes cutting people open. Oh, and pulling out teeth seems to be a leading cause of concern for everyone around here. Me pulling teeth in the arse end of the world? My friends back in Camelot would laugh their brains out. I was classically trained in the proper art of medicine by the scholars of Camelot. The things they do here, most of this stuff shouldn't even be effective. Yet it seems to work wonders on these simple-minded... Shipments from Camelot are late, so I'm running low on supplies. If I'm not able to treat them, and Fergus doesn't like when people complain. Especially, he truly cares about them, I've got to admit. He doesn't care much about anyone else, though. In Camelot, maybe, but this far south, nobody cares. I've spent my entire life digging through scrolls and books in pursuit of their knowledge. I've been reading about their rites and the descriptions of their rituals. Look, I'm sure they were onto something. They knew much more than we do, but it feels like there's a veil wrapped tightly around that knowledge. It's like I need to find the right spell The right ritual. Something that will unwrap it for me.
Tipo interesante, ¿eh? Uno de los más interesantes que hemos encontrado. Chao. Interesante. Strong Health Potion. Very interesting. $150, chaval, ya ves. Sabe. Y hace falta algo más después del sabe. Ale. Saque y ale. Ya ves, chao. Puede ser interesante también de comprarlo, pero Dios, 400, tío. Ah, ya hemos robado una cosa. Ah, le tenemos que decir lo del... Ey.
Lanzo knows very well what he must do. I'm sorry, but there's nothing else I can do for him. Either he removes the tooth, or it will keep hurting. Yes, his grandma's miracle medicine. I had to confiscate the recipe as well, lest he tries making it himself. As if I don't have enough problems already. Times in the keep are tough. Everyone is either bored or restless. Honestly, the last thing I need is people poisoning themselves with some unknown potion they don't even have the qualifications to make. No, I thought I made myself clear. If you want an excuse to drink yourself to oblivion on moonshine, just drink the moonshine. No need to add other potentially dangerous ingredients. Well, to be fair, the base recipe is pretty harmless. But what if someone decides that if they don't have carnation, it's perfectly fine to substitute it with devil's snare, since the color is more or less the same? Or sage with wolfsbane because, you know, leaves are leaves. I'm sorry, but unfortunately I know these people well enough not to trust them with something like this. What? How do you... You know, fine. Do whatever you want. But if it causes you to shit yourself for 3 days straight, don't come running to me.
Lo que nos dio él. Ni idea. Vale. O ve, ¿eh? Con vino también se puede hacer. Con alcohol. Vale. Y tú me puedes dar Carnation. Vale. Guay. Hostias, 5 de Carnation son, loco. Loco. El Loki wanna buy the book, tío. Dato. Bueno.
Ah, you're back! How's the remedy?
Thank you. I'll finally be able to eat something.
Here, take this as my thanks for your help.
Mi figurine. Wow. Un momento. Vale.
It still hurts a bit.
Normal.
Sir, I haven't seen you before. I wasn't expecting any guests. You don't look like a new recruit. And yet, Ocean let you in. He's not drinking again, I hope.
No. It was so.
Huh, that's surprising. But good. Very good. He's been a drunk for as long as I can remember. Keeps saying he'll stop, but he never does. At least not for long. The name's Fergus, and I assume you already know I'm the quartermaster here. Now state your business. And please, try to be convincing, or the walls of this fortress will be the last thing you'll ever see. Yes, I know. And that's why you're still standing in front of me. However, these pens were only given to certain people. They mean that in times of trouble, these people will always find a safe haven here in the Horns. And that makes me wonder, what happened to your friend? Where is he? If what you're saying is true, he must have had a deal with somebody well above my pay grade, and that leaves only the captain. However, if you're lying, then you might as well have just confessed to the murder of a knight of the Round Table.
Sure.
But nobody's that much of a fool, I think. Fortunately for you, I've seen my fair share of morons in life, and you don't look like one. Fortunately for me, this pen only means that I'm to make sure you're safe in the Horns. Nothing about helping you out with whatever you're up to.
Tío.
Anyway, welcome to the Horns of the South. Make yourself at home.
Un poco tontito el pavo, ¿eh? Un poco subnormal, ¿eh? Un poco. Vale, muchas cosas. Buah, ya ves, a ver.
Minion. I knew the Red Death would take him. Damn shame. He was one of the good ones. You did right bringing us back. The Horns look after their own, even after they're gone. But, now that I think of it, how did you manage to get hold of his tag? Tortured? In the asylum? You can't expect me to take that at face value. Brother Riagan said Ninian was too weak to survive the journey. They came for him, and we even held a symbolic keeper's burial for him. What were you doing in the island asylum? You look fine, but if you were there, near him... I honestly think your sense of humor is the worst, but I have to respect your unwillingness to share your story. Still, you have to understand, now that you've told me this, I'll be keeping a close eye on you. No risks can be taken when it comes to the Red Death.
Boo.
That's one of our tags. Every soldier gets one when they pledge their loyalty. I just hope the body you took it from was already cold, because killing a keeper would land you in some serious trouble. You know, here's what I'm thinking. If you stumble over any of our fallen, sure, they all swore to stay here until the bitter end. It's part of my duty. But since I can't send any more beyond these walls, maybe... Yes? Did you find out what's been happening out there? Great. A necromancer. Just what we needed. It wasn't the dark druid from the legends, was it? Good thing you got rid of him then. We already have the Dalriada almost on our doorstep. We don't need an army of the undead to boot. You did well. Maybe it's not so bad having you here. Excalibur. You want to pull it out? That's a good one. Well, be my guest. If you think you can, go ahead. But unless you're King Arthur reborn, I wouldn't count on it.
¿Dónde está? Where it is?
Just as I thought. If you have friends among the knights, you'll want to talk to the captain. But that's not happening anytime soon. Because I said so. What? Did you really expect that you could just enter our keep and head straight for the captain's quarters?
Yes.
There wouldn't be much point in having walls and guards here.
Tío.
Just do that, would there?
Que tengo el pin, bro. Dejo de pasar.
You've done your part in proving your worth. All right. You deserve the truth. You won't find the captain at the Horns of the South. He ordered us to lock down the keep, and then he disappeared. I have my suspicions about where he might be, but I can't say for sure. And frankly, I hope I'm wrong. I don't like your tone, my friend, but I will warn you. If he's not dead already, that's where the Dalriada tribes are holed up, and they're not known for their kindness. And if you do find the captain, tell him to return. Galahad the Pure is already on his way, and he won't be pleased to find a bunch of keepers hiding behind the walls without their commander. We'll all face consequences if that happens. If you need rest, you can sleep in the barracks. It's no royal chamber, but it's better to sleep under a roof than under...
Vale. Vale. Me dijiste lo de las Calor, pero ¿dónde está? Y yo la saco, bro. Ah, claro, porque es esta la principal. ¿O no? Got it now. Sure. Loco, muchas cosas entonces por ahí, ¿eh? Vale. Pues yo creo que... No sé si dejarlo por aquí todavía o no. Pero yo creo que sí. Sí. Vamos a dejarlo por aquí. Y si eso vuelvo luego. Y si no, pues oye, no pasa nada, tío. Y ya está. Y al lío. Y jugamos mañana. Y ya tomamos por culo. Vale. Hasta el siguiente vídeo.